Lost half the hair on my head after having to like wean myself off a medication that blocks hormones, and I made a video saying I'm gonna cut my hair short, but tell me what I should do, blah blah blah. Originally I was thinking pixie cut, but I've decided I think that would be too much of a shock to my system because I've never seen myself with hair that short, and I've had hair like shorter before, like a bob length, and the reason why I want to, by the way, cut it short is because it's going to keep thinning because I have to keep weaning myself off of it. And while it does look like I have a lot of hair here, it's not a lot for me. And I'm going to have to be doing like oil treatments on my scalp and stuff. And I just don't want to have to be navigating like having long hair as I'm trying to do it. So after thinking about it, I've decided I am going to try, I think, what Allie suggested and go with some sort of like shaggy bob situation. I'm thinking something along these lines. Maybe a little bit shorter. This is another reference picture I have to show my hairdresser. And that way I can kind of grow out my bangs while it's happening. So if I decide I do want to go shorter and I can go with this, that will be an option because like my overall hair won't be too short to not be able to achieve this. And if I keep losing hair as I continue to have to wean off this medication, then I will go for one of the pixie cuts or I'll shave my head. But ultimately, I think that this is going to be a better transition for me because I started having a lot of anxiety about having a pixie cut. And I also have procured rosemary oil because I want to try that rather than minoxidil Rogaine first because I have several cats and I've heard the minoxidil is very toxic for cats. Not just heard, I looked it up and it's true. And I just don't want to deal with like worrying about like what if they lay on my pillowcase because they like to lay on our bed, what if they lay on my head while I'm sleeping, you know, that type of stuff. And the reason I'm also leaning towards like a shag is because my hair texture is like naturally like very loose wave, so when it dries, it just dries like frizzy. And I have not really like, I've tried several times to do like the curly hair method or whatever and like have products for all of that stuff, but I've never been able to do it consistently because I didn't love the way that it looked on my long hair because all of my curls go this direction, even on this side, and I just didn't love it. And it's just like a very like loose wave in comparison to a lot of like wavy haired people. And the upkeep of doing it with long hair, especially with having like neck pain, chronic neck issues, it was just too much. But I'm thinking if I have shorter hair, like this length-ish, it'll be a lot easier for me to maintain and actually like style that way where I can use my natural texture instead of having to like, you know, curl it and dry it because I hate doing that. And if I can get out of doing that and also like avoid heat styling my hair as much as possible so that I can maintain as much of it as possible, I think that's going to be the best option for me. As well as not this hair appointment because like I have to schedule things pretty far out with my hairstylist because he's a busy man and he's very popular. And this hair appointment I have today scheduled is for like a gloss and a cut. So I think I'm going to still do like my gloss for my red hair. But I think the plan is after that haircut, like the next one that I have, to try to go back to my natural brown color, which is like this mousy mushroom brown color, just because I don't really want to be doing anything to it that's going to potentially cause more damage right now while I'm going through this situation of losing my hair breaking off, whatever. So that's, I think, my overall plan. And then if regrowth starts to happen and I stop losing finally the hair that I do have, then with shorter hair I'll be more inclined to like bleach it and try fun colors because I've never had my hair be a color that's not like a natural hair color. I was always way too scared to do that with my hair being so long and like terrified of the damage that could happen, and also just like the general maintenance of like bleaching it and then dyeing it like a fun color. Those are always semi-permanent colors and they wash out so quickly, and just doing that over and over again to your long hair, it just made me nervous. But if it's shorter, like if it goes bad, I can just cut it shorter, you know, or it doesn't take as long for that hair to grow out. I'm anticipating that at some point I probably will have very, very short hair, but we're just not there yet. I'm not mentally ready. So I'm putting this out there with the hopes that it gives me the motivation that I need to officially commit to cutting it short, because I think it will be an overall better decision for me. But I'm just so nervous because I've not liked how my face has looked in the past when I've had short hair, but I've never had bangs with short hair. And I think that may be the kicker here of what makes me like it a lot more. But again, please gas me up, please. I need all of the like good vibes, positivity here. It's been very, very difficult and traumatic to be losing like fistfuls of hair in the shower, be going through this at all. The number of people in the comments that were like, I've been through this before too, just that made me feel so much better, just to know that like I'm not alone. And if I do the things I need to do now to pause the androgenetic alopecia, that hopefully it can stop that like issue with the cycle of my hair, and it will come back eventually. It just is probably going to be a year of me having not my typical hair texture or thickness and whatever, and like it sucks because I didn't get to choose this, but I will be okay. I will be okay. But I do want people to gas me up and tell me how great I'm going to look when I have my shorter hair. Here's a little preview. Well, I'm struggling. Here's a little preview what she's going to look like. Also, hopefully it doesn't drive me crazy sensory wise, having it touch the back of my neck and not be able to pull it up. But, you know, it is what it is. We'll adapt. I adapted to the bangs pretty fast. I don't really think it's actually going to be that much of an issue.